So check this out. This is a record player, the Carnival record player. The records could not be scratched up more. Let's see if I can get it working. So I got this thing rigged up to a battery because of how coated the battery case is. And it's actually working. I do have a record in there. It is Cinderella. So between the motor, the squeaking, you can barely hear it. So this is an all-in-one needle, kind of a speaker. This is the needle, rusted. There was this pin that held this arm and that hole onto here. This part came from the underside of here. Use the plier again to pull the needle out of here. Use some WD-40, some sandpaper, and I did clean up that needle. Got it back in here. There are no electronics in here. This is the speaker, if you can call it that. The stylus is picking up the vibrations, and there is, you can barely see it in there, black, basically a cone that just amplifies those vibrations. Even with that arm removed, there's still a lot of noise. There's also not a steady movement. The belt might be misshapen from having sat for so long. I'm gonna see if I can try to take this apart, but there's no screws, so it might be glued, which is a problem. It does turn out there's a screw. It was under all that goo the whole time. This piece can now come up. I added some lubrication to the motor, and it's definitely sounding quieter. This is the base, and that's where I added some of the lubrication, and I also added a drop here. Take a look at this belt. Definitely misshapen. I assume this was against the head of this motor here. Because of that, it's getting that whoop, 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 whoop kind of movement of the record. This thing actually moves very smoothly. I have a new belt in there. It's honestly a little small. It's moving. I think it's a little more regular. It's working, and that may be as good as it gets. This is kind of an interesting feature. There's a control, and it runs along a small metal strip here. I assume as you move this, it gets either more or less power to the motor, which would control the speed. I'm not sure why you would need that. That is a red flag. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing. Remember, a thumbs up never hurt no one.